The playoffs are here, and you can predict the action all the way to the finals with FanDuel Predicts. Predict the spread, the total points, and even the game-winning moments that make the playoffs. Sign up and get a $25 bonus with FanDuel Predicts.
Offered by FanDuel Prediction Markets, LLC, a registered futures commission merchant. 18-plus bonus is non-withdrawable and expires 7 days after receipt. Trading derivatives involves significant risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Manage your activity with their consumer protection tools. Restrictions apply. See terms at FanDuel.com/predicts/bonus-offer-terms.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Excuse me. Taxi.
Okay, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Look who's sitting here, by the way. I love this guy from used to be the great state of Minnesota. Now it's a terrible place. And I tell my first cousin Norm Coleman that, too. He never argues. The amazing Congressman Tom Emmer, the majority whip. I called the minority whip, really, of course, the majority whip, because we own the Congress. But hopefully I'm not looking too far ahead, and the news is not bad. Tom Emmer, looking as good as ever. How are you, pal?
I'm doing great. Good to see you, Sid.
You too. It's always great to see you. Why you in New York today? What's going on?
Just doing what we're always doing. We're working for the team. We're here supporting our New Yorkers. We're here supporting the Republican majority in the U.S. House of Representatives, which will remain a majority after next November.
Well, I hope so. I was just in Rockland County on Friday with your friend Mike Lawler, friend and mine.
Little energy.
Mr. Salt, and President Trump showed up, 6,000 large at the community college up there in Rockland County Community College. It was an amazing event. Trump spoke. Bruce Blakeman spoke. He's running for governor. Mike Lawler spoke. Howard Lutnick spoke. Jackson Dart, the starting quarterback of my football Giants, introduced the president. He's been getting killed since. But nevertheless, it was a big day with the president, like you're doing, Tom, out there endorsing one of our great Republicans.
Yeah, I'm not a Giants fan, but I am now a Jackson Dart fan.
Yeah.
I mean, look, you should be able to express yourself regardless of what your views are. We always put up with the other side's views, Sid.
Right.
At this point, the idea that you're not allowed to express yourself is an un-American approach.
Please.
And have your disagreements.
Right.
But remember, we live in the greatest country on the face of the planet.
I'm sure that Jackson Dart didn't walk up to Abdul Carter, his teammate who had the big mouth about all this, and say, hey, you voted for Kamala Harris. What kind of moron are you? Which I'm sure he did. He should do that. He really should do that. You're not a Giant fan, but yet one of your favorite players ever played for the Vikings, your Vikings and my Giants.
Yeah, my neighbor.
He's your neighbor,
He was. He lived across the street.
No, really?
Oh, yeah. I was running for a different office back in 2010, and Francis, who I'm supposed to be talking to him when I get back, by the way, but Francis told me, little Tommy Emmer, how your mama and daddy? He said, that house, I bought it in 1960 for $15,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
You call him Francis.
Yeah, I call him Francis.
Do all of his close friends call him Francis?
I don't think so. I call him Francis or Mr. Tarkenton.
I love that. Mama called me Cassius, and you call me Muhammad. Loved him. He was traded to the Giants in exchange for quarterback Norm Snead. You remember him?
I do.
You do?
Oh, yeah, absolutely I do. Norm Snead, he ended up playing for, what was it, the Eagles?
I think he did, yes.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
are you still a
The
big
Eagles.
Vikings fan?
Of course. This is going to be our year.
No, it's never your
J.J.
year.
McCarthy's going to come out of his shell and is going to take us to the promised land.
He's not even the starter, I don't think.
Oh, he will be.
He will be?
Yeah, well, the other kid's a gamer. He'll just be up at night playing Call of Duty.
The Minnesota Vikings have won how many Super Bowls?
Well, we've competed very well.
Yeah. How many Super Bowls?
We've competed very well.
Are you 0-4 or 0-5?
Well, I think we're tied with Buffalo for 0-4.
4, because Cap lost once, Joe Cap.
Yep.
And Tarkenton lost the other 3.
Well,
you couldn't score. I mean, you had a great offense. You had Chuck Foreman, Ahmad Rashad, Sammy White.
Remember, there was that game in 1975 in the NFC Championship at the old Met Stadium against the crooked Dallas Cowboys, the Arlington Cowboys, where Drew Pearson pushed Nate Wright to the ground.
It's true.
Caught a Hail Mary pass that he never should have had.
True.
And there was no interference penalty called.
It was.
Greatest Vikings team ever. But you know what? That's the way it works, right?
That's the way it works. It's still a great city. I don't know. Your governor said something really stupid again a couple of days ago. He's a moron.
Has he said anything smart?
I mean, there was a time. I'll tell you the 1 second I liked Tim Walz. 1 second.
I want to hear this.
Yes. It was during the wretched DNC, which was horrible, every second of it, except for this. When I saw his son's reaction to his father on stage And that kid was crying, "That's my dad, that's my dad." I was actually mad at Republicans that day because they were calling him all kinds of names. That was the only time I kind of liked Walz, the fact that his kid loves him that much. And
actually,
he was kind of human.
Let's be clear. You really appreciated his son. You did not appreciate Tim Walz.
Very good point, yes.
I mean, he's not your dad, and he's not my dad, thank goodness. That guy can't run a one-car parade. He is an absolute moron. He thinks, in fact, moron is 2 words.
You're right. I hate him again. But do I hate him as much as I hate Jacob Fry, the Minneapolis mayor? I don't know. Do I?
Small Fry?
Yeah, Small Fry.
Small Fry.
He's a really bad guy, too.
Did you see what these guys did on Monday? It's a Memorial Day holiday to celebrate the men and women who have made the ultimate sacrifice.
I'm going to jump in. George Floyd. They went to George Floyd.
Well, it's a criminal. It's a drug addict and a career criminal.
I know.
That they wanted to celebrate instead of our... Jacob Fry tweeted 6 times about the deceased criminal, and once very vanilla about our soldiers and their families who made the ultimate sacrifice.
I've been saying it for years. We've got murals here in New York, Tom. Statues. This guy was a scumbag. He was arrested 9 times. He put a gun in a pregnant woman's stomach. I don't think he died of a fentanyl overdose, but he was certainly on drugs that day. Either way, this is the person we turned our country upside down for, whether he was murdered or not. This is the person that, like you said, 6-7 years later, demands the respect from the governor and mayor in Minnesota. We got other bad people there. Keith Ellison's a terrible person.
Yeah, he's bad news.
Who's
man.
good besides you?
We got a lot of good people. If you go look at the presidential heat map from the 2024 election, it's on the Minnesota Secretary of State's website. You will see all red in the state of Minnesota, except for a blue dot in the Twin Cities metro area. And by the way, another blue spot up in the northwest angle, which has more moose than people.
Is that like Eau Claire? What is that exactly?
No, that's up Canada. That's way up.
Way up
in
there.
fact, there's a stretch that is Canada and then goes back to Minnesota. It's like 60 miles, I think.
So you're telling me, Tom Emmer, outside of St. Paul and Minneapolis, that the rest of that state is basically red?
I am. Tim Walz was reelected with 52% of the vote. He only won 13 of 87 counties. The 74 counties that he lost, Sid, he got 37% of the vote, including his hometown where Trump beat him by 30 points in his hometown. It is the 13-county metro, and by the way, that is not all blue. It's probably 52-48 or 54-46.
Really?
Yeah.
I am shocked by this. So was the last Republican governor, we haven't had one here in forever. It's been all the way back to Pataki. You remember that.
I do.
Now, hopefully, Bruce Blakeman will be that guy. Pawlenty, is that your last Republican governor?
Yes.
He was pretty good, right?
He was.
That was the last one.
Yes, it was.
Norm Coleman didn't run for... he did. He lost to Jesse Ventura.
He did.
It was rigged. They rigged that election. Well, they rigged it, but Jesse did a good job getting all those young kids. And there was a time there when Norm was running for everything. Even Hubert Humphrey Jr. couldn't win those races. Let's get back, though, to what you're doing every day in Congress. Well, let's get to Texas. Okay? Here's Cornyn. Now, as far as I know, Cornyn has never said anything bad about President Trump. He votes with the president over 99% of the time. I know Trump is frustrated and angry with the House and the Senate. I know that. But Cornyn didn't seem like the type of guy that really irked President Trump. Yet the president goes out, endorses Paxton. Paxton wipes the floor with this guy. And President Trump is showing every week now, Tom Emmer, if he endorses you in the GOP primary, you're going to win.
No, it's pretty clear. But we've said this for years now. Donald Trump's endorsement matters. And you know what? I'm not going to play the rearview mirror stuff. There was a battle that took place in Texas last night. The primary's over. The people have spoken. And now this argument, which I understand in a primary, well, this guy can't win. I'm a better candidate. And, you're going to have to. No, if you're from Texas and you don't know who Ken Paxton is, then you're really not from Texas. He's been through everything in Texas. Ken Paxton is now the candidate. Well, but I mean, who knows? Donald Trump has been through good and bad himself.
Me too.
And look at him.
Right.
He's probably one of the greatest leaders we've ever had
100%.
in world history.
100%.
Ken Paxton is going to win in November.
He is. Well, this guy Tallarico is a psycho, isn't he?
He's insane. But this is what the yesterday's Democrat Party and today's Marxist Socialist. This is why Newt Gingrich says it best. This coming election is it's not the contract with America. It's common sense versus crazy. You got common sense, which is Donald Trump and Republicans, or you got crazy, which is these people. They think boys should be competing with girls. I mean, you got Tim Walz, who's putting tampons in boys' bathrooms,
Unreal.
high school bathrooms.
I think it's even easier. It's good versus evil. Like when I look at these DSA candidates, you got this guy in Michigan right now. He's a bad person. We just had a candidate win in New Jersey. She won relatively easily. We got the mayor. Yeah, Maine, right? Well, I got to tell you, Tom, this guy, Graham Plattner, you will never hear me say anything bad about a veteran. Ever. I hate this guy. I hate him. Anybody that has anything nice to say about Bernie Sanders, in my opinion, is a terrible American.
Yeah, but it's worse than that. I mean, this guy he's a complete fraud. He's got an answer for everything. He's got an answer for the Nazi tattoo. He's got on his chest.
What was his answer for that?
Who knows? I don't listen to him. But the other day he said disparaging things about a fellow veteran.
Yeah,
I called it. They said he didn't deserve the Purple Heart. He said he deserved to be dead.
He should be dead.
And then when he was questioned on it, his answer was, "You're questioning me? Do you know my military service? No, you don't play that. That's like Ilhan Omar when we questioned her about criminal activity. She says, "Oh, you're a racist.
Yeah, you're a racist, right?"
That's what Democrats do today.
I know.
They try to give you a shiny object and distract.
Plattner also was very rough on Chris Kyle that made the movie American Sniper with Bradley Cooper.